Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen. Often, e5 is a common response that establishes a presence in the center, controls d4, and opens up the queen and dark-squared bishop. Queen h5 is an unsound move that develops the queen early and attacks the e5 pawn and f7 square. Good job defending that pawn. White develops the bishop and attacks the center. With that move, you chase the queen away. This moves the queen to safety. Your opening setup's taking shape nicely. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. That pawn chain will help strengthen your pawn structure. This threatens to tactically win a queen. This threatens to tactically win a queen. You stopped your opponent from being able to tactically win a queen. A solid choice. The only move, and you found it. You trade off equal material. This threatens to win a rook by trapping a piece. Nice job blocking the attack on your pawn. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. You develop a knight, which means you move it from its starting position. This threatens to capture a knight and win material after the follow-up trades. You allowed the opponent to capture a knight and win material after the follow-up trades. This move puts the knight on a safer square. This threatens to capture a knight and win material after the follow-up. You allowed the opponent to capture a knight and win material. This threatens to capture a knight and win material after the follow-up. You allowed the opponent to Taking that knight wins. You take back. Recaptures. You had a better option, but this is not bad. Takes back. You had a better. Recaptures. You had. Takes. Connecting your rooks is a great way to help them work together. The piece finds a new active square. Very good choice. That was a free pawn. This is a fine move. A very strong play. You dodge the check, moving your king out of harm's way. This move puts the queen on a safer square. You escape the check from the queen. Very precise. Good job stepping in to defend your pawn. Developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. Connected rooks can be very useful. One more piece joins the action. Smart move, reinforcing your pawn with extra protection. One of the best moves. Well done, an excellent move. Castling to the opposite side of the board normally leads to a sharp, attacking game. You offered your opponent the chance to trade off equal material. This moves the queen to safety. Not the best move, but not bad either. The knight now occupies a secure outpost. This blocks an attack on your pawn. This move puts the queen on a safer square. Good job protecting your pawn. White's piece has moved to a square with greater activity and control. Your rook is now developed, bringing all pieces to the board. A solid choice. Very good choice. White's piece claims an outpost, adding pressure with tempo. With that move, you offer to trade pieces. This moves the queen to safety. You apply pressure to your opponent's pawn chain. This wins material. You permitted the opponent to win material through a fork. This wins a tempo by threatening a knight and forcing it to move away. This wins material. You permitted the opponent to win material through a fork. This overlooks an opportunity to win material through a fork. You challenge the opposing rook for control of the open file. Recaptures. Your pawn is no longer hanging and is now defended. This takes an outpost, a square where the knight cannot be kicked out by a pawn. Good job defending that pawn. This overlooks an opportunity to tactically win a queen. This overlooks an opportunity to tack. This move is okay, but not what I would have played. This misses an opportunity to tactically win a queen. This offers a trade to your opponent. That pawn was free for the taking. Good thinking. This wins a pawn. Recapturing. This creates a pawn chain. Linked pawn. Good job, that's what I would have played too. This is the way to win a pawn. You dodge the check, moving your king out of harm's way. That pawn was free for the taking. This is a fine move. The piece finds a new active square. You step your king away from a very strong play. You step your king away from the checking knight. This moves the knight to that pawn chain will help strengthen your pawn. That's fine. You found a safer square for your pawn. Right on target. Good job stepping in to defend your pawn. Now black can't stop white from winning material if they make the right moves. Nice, definitely the right move. This misses an opportunity to tactically win a pawn. Excellent. You spent your time well and found the only move that worked. This evades the check from the queen. Yes, this is the way. This defends the attacked pawn. Good job, that's what I would have played too. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. You overlooked an opportunity to win material by checking the king away from its defense. You overlooked an opportunity to win material by checking the king away from its defense. You overlooked an opportunity to win material by checking the king away from its defense. This was a game-changing move, giving white a winning position. You dodge the check, moving your king out of harm's way. This threatens to win a queen through a fork. Nice, definitely the right move. This threatens to win a queen through a fork. Nice, definitely the right move. This is the only good move. This evades the check from the queen. You had a better option, but this is not bad. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. You permitted the opponent to force eventual checkmate. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defense. You permitted the opponent to force eventual checkmate. This forces an eventual checkmate. You escape the check from the knight. This continues the checkmate threat. You escape the check from the queen, and the game is over.